Hello, hello, hello. And Kristen just did a disappearing act on me. She was there a second ago. Well, I want to welcome everyone. She's having a little internet problem, so she'll be going on and off. She is visiting her mom in Pensacola, and she doesn't have the best internet access. So we'll bring her back on when she comes in. There she is.
I said, Mom, you can't watch your TV. And she's like, well, I just recorded this a couple hours ago. It's just my DVR. I got off of Netflix. What do you mean I can't watch my TV? She's like, well, can I watch a movie? I'm like, a DVD? You can watch a DVD.
She took your internet away.
She's like, well, I didn't know all this streaming off my internet. So
yeah, I knew you were there a second ago, then all of a sudden you disappeared. If I didn't
I know, and I heard her TV start playing, and I'm like, uh-oh, it's not gonna work. She's got to go old-fashioned on us. Yeah, I didn't realize. I guess, nowadays everything streams off the internet. So
yeah. So if you have too many things streaming, that's why we have kids at home gaming and stuff like that. You're gonna have to get them off the games. You have to, unless you plug in directly broadband, the wire. If you plugged into your computer, and that would have been a good thing to plug into the modem into there.
Absolutely. And I have that cord, but I still have to get that connector piece, right?
Yes, you do.
I do.
Okay. Let's start over.
Should I dance?
Go ahead. Let's do the bell.
All right, everyone, take a breath. It's a Wednesday. It's almost Christmas.
And I think it went ding because she froze again. There you go. It froze in the middle of your ding.
I watch DVD show.
All right.
A DVD. I know it froze again. All right, I'm gonna do the best I can.
There you are. You're back again.
I know, and I'm gonna do the best I can.
We hear you. We hear you. Yeah, we'll do the best we can.
Me and I'm frozen. We'll do the best.
Okay. You know what you could do too, Kristen, if you can hear me, is if you use your iPhone and just use your internet on your iPhone, sometimes that could work too, better than your laptop. So on here. All right. Well, it looks like it's going to be that type of night tonight.
We'll try to get onto my
everybody. And I wore my office Christmas tie. Here we go. It's the Daffy Duck. Well, that's when I used to go in the office and have Christmas parties. I used to wear that. And I had my nice hat on, but Kristen told me to put the naughty hat on. So I turned it around and I put the naughty. So today is our Christmas special. And let's see if we can bring her back in here again. Yeah, I could hear you. Are you with us, Kristen? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Kristen, you're probably going to have to use your iPhone and just use your regular internet off your phone. And I bet you that would be better reception than trying to tap off on your mom's thing. Well, it's the holiday time. And for those of you who are Jewish, happy belated Hanukkah. And today, okay, Kristen is waving here. So let's see. Say something, Kristen.
I'm just seeing if I'm getting on. I'm on my hotspot on my phone. So... And it can be a little temperamental too, so I probably have a little bit of time.
Okay, well, let's see. As long as everybody's off the internet at home, we'll see what we can do over here. So how's the weather up there in Pensacola?
It is so beautiful, Joseph. See, this is my home here, really. So my parents met here many years ago when they were teenagers. They both grew up here. So I have both sides of my family roots going back hundreds of years right here and right into Alabama area too. So those white sand beaches and the sand dunes and just this whole ambiance feels like home to me. I just want to like roll around in the white sand. There's dolphins in the water and it's the perfect temperature right now. Something different we have that East Atlantic breeze where we're from down on the East Coast. So this is a little bit of a still air, but the water is like crystal blue. It feels like the Caribbean. It's beautiful.
My daughter is in Destin. She's about 45 minutes east of you. And it's like when I go there in the wintertime, it's like, this is not Florida. This is Alabama. It's just the weather is colder. And well, it's supposed to get, well, Christmas Day is supposed to be high in the 50s here. So,
it's gonna be cold.
So
we have a cold Christmas.
So you're gonna have a cold Christmas in Pensacola as well.
And you know what, Joseph, I forgot my jacket.
Oh no.
Well, I don't even own a jacket exactly.
Well, your sisters are there, right? You can borrow a jacket.
No, I'm here all by myself.
Well, maybe you have to borrow your mother's jacket then.
And borrow my mom's jacket.
Well, it looks like for those of you who are trying to call in or log in, the room is filled. I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. And we just love doing this type of show. And Kristen made me wear the hat tonight, so I'm wearing the hat for a little bit. And then she has
my little Christmas
future Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus.
There we go.
I'm going to be giving away. I'm going to play something here. I have my audio book called The Promise, and I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit of it and put a little banner on it. There's going to be a code on there. Promise. I think it's called Promise 2020. So for those of you who go to the website, ourjourneyoflife.com, you go to the store, you put that promotion code on there, and you'll get the audiobook for free tonight. So for those of you who are listening on Facebook and YouTube, and those of you in the waiting room, here's a little sample of the trailer of The Promise, and then I'm gonna put the little promotion code on there as well.
God created the world with the light of Christ. The Christ energy is one of the highest vibrations known. To be part of the Christ consciousness is the highest award the Creator can give a being. Honors are bestowed to Abraham, Moses, Joshua, and Jesus, to name a few. This energy was part of the Master called Jesus. This is why he was known as the Christ. The Christ consciousness will return once again to this earth in the new age. Joseph's family. When Joseph and his family returned to Egypt to escape the evil slaughter of King Herod, they found refuge with a man who was known as a prophet and a master of God's laws. The lessons taught to the mothers of John and Jesus by these masters are not mentioned in the Bible. The masters prophesied the hard journey of the two promised sons would face, and also their purpose in life. He told them, in order for Jesus and John to receive the light, they must learn to be the light. Mary and Elizabeth asked the master, with whom they sought refuge, what was to become of their children. The master laid his hands on the shoulders of both women and said to them, it is not strange that you both are here in this sacred place at this time. From days of old, it was ordained that you should be with us. It is prophecy. As the years went by, it came the time that Jesus told his mother that he must travel beyond Galilee to see all of his Father's land. I will meet with people who are not of Jewish faith, for all of the people are children of my Father God. During Jesus' travels, he saw multiples of people of all different races and many different faiths. The people came eagerly to Jesus to hear his words. Jesus told the people that in God's eyes, every man is equal. My Father is the one God who was, who is, and who shall be, who holds the scale of justice, whose boundless love has created all men to be equal. All men, whether they are white, black, red, or yellow, can look upon his face and say, our Father God. Christ, let us share this loaf of bread. See the bread as a symbol of my body, and see it as a symbol of life. As I take this loaf and break it, so shall my flesh be broken, so men will see the sacrifice I gave for all men to be free. So eat this bread of everlasting life, and remember me. As you drink this wine, you shall drink in faith. The wine is the bloodline of the grape, as the blood of man is the bloodline of the cardinal self. The wine is a symbol of life. You shall drink this wine and keep it pure, as if it was the Christ. and may the bloodlines of all men be absolute as the Son of Man. This is the feast of life, our Last Supper. This day will be remembered, and henceforth this bread and wine shall be the remembrance of me. So drink this wine, eat this bread, and remember me. I give you a new commandment to learn, as I love you. The mob pushed on to Calvary, as the Roman soldiers had already bound the 2 other prisoners to the cross. 4 other soldiers were appointed to put Jesus to death. These are the men who put the crowns of thorn upon his head and mocked him for his claim that he was king. Instead of using cords to bind Jesus to the cross, they drove nails through his feet and hands and erected the cross between the 2 other crosses. When finished, they sat down with the mob to watch Jesus die. Jesus looked into the heavens and beseeched his Father, "Father, please forgive them, for they not know what they do." And then he looked at the crowd and said, "I will die for all sins on earth to be forgiven. Please remember me as a channel of love for our Father God. Remember me as a deliverer of goodness. Do not remember me suffering on this cross. I will return again after my death. I will return in spirit, one of light bodies, not of flesh. Then you will witness the promise of everlasting life given by God, the promise that your soul will live forever with the Father." The Jewish crowd was wild, calling out, "Behold our false king, who claims to be our Messiah."
Okay. So
I love that, Joseph.
That was the trailer of the audiobook,
I
The
love
Promise.
that very last statement, which was, "I will return, but as light bodies, not as flesh." Is that? And that is exactly what I was told, that word for word.
This is part of what
The Spirit is coming through us as light bodies, which is why it's so crucial or valuable or important or a priority for us to elevate the energy of our bodies.
So when they talk about the return of the Christ, it's not the physical return of Jesus, but it's the Christ consciousness. And the consciousness is going to be instilled in every one of us. The Grand Conjunction is, everybody thought 2012 was this, but that was the end of the Mayan calendar. But 2020 was the alignment of the planets. And I wrote that in my book, Is There More to Life Than What We Know? I wrote that probably about 30 years ago about the Grand Conjunction of the alignment of all the planets. And it's happening now.
Yes.
And we talk about the Christ consciousness coming in. So it's very exciting.
It is coming in. It's so exciting, Joseph, because I can feel it. There's a lot of people who are feeling it. It's all over the internet. So it's not only us, it's all of us who are tuned in this energetic field. We're in connection, and which everyone's in connection. It's just we're actively practicing holding that connection. So we receive this information.
We had to go through the last year because of this, with this pandemic going on, unemployment,
yes,
and massive people passing away. It's just the awakening of new things opening, and it's just a new awakening. And I started writing my next book all about this stuff happening. So I'm excited. I'm all getting these channeled messages now.
Yeah, me too. I'm so excited, Joseph. Me too. Okay. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have such an amazing upcoming year, and shifting into our the entire world is shifting. We're all pulling together now, so we're all just coming together in a beautiful way,
and that's what it's all about. So well, we have a full room tonight, and for those of you who are just listening for the first time or has been in the room for the first time, we're doing a lottery system here. So no matter what number you're in, I'm going to pick a number. Like I have number 2 over here I already picked. And that's how we're going to pick the person up for the reading. So it's very important. Once we read for you, if you can kind of come out of the room, what is the word we're going to use? I'm not going to say kick out anymore. We're
going to remove yourself from the stream, so you exit out. So what do? They have to.
They just hit the Leaf Studio. So once you had your reading, please leave the studio to make room for another person who's listening online to come in. And you can finish watching online on YouTube or Facebook on the show
Yeah.
and
Stay with
everything. And you can comment, because we read all the comments when we can. And,
Yes.
and a lot of times it comes up like right here. So we're going to give a shout out to Rubia and, talking about the 144,000. So we're talking about the enlightenment and everything like that too.
What is that?
So
144,000.
it's supposed to be more light workers at the opening of enlightenment and stuff.
Well, yeah. So I know what these numbers mean. I've been given a message, the numbers. So for any of y'all who are seeing the 111s, the 122s, the 11s, all of the numbers that we've been seeing, it's to, whenever you see those numbers, it's to check in on your consciousness, check in whether you are living life in the present moment or whether you're living in your head, if your energy is in your mind, because the dimension where Christ consciousness is flowing through us checks in on the number. So at 111, check, give yourself that solid number. And furthermore, where I've upgraded is after I was focusing on the numbers for just a little bit, now I'm focusing on every number. And I'm actually even watching kind of the numbers move because that keeps me grounded in the dimension where Christ consciousness can flow through you. So that's what the numbers mean. I'm going to talk a little more about that in the upcoming weeks.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so I picked the number 2 already. Lacey is the number 2. So we're going to go ahead and bring Lacey up into the stream. And welcome, Lacey.
Hi.
Hi, Lacey.
Hi. Have you been on the show before? Or is this the first time?
First time.
Well, welcome. Where are you calling
My mom
from?
was on.
Your mom.
Your mom.
Your mom was on. So where are you calling from?
Florida.
What part of Florida?
Orlando.
Orlando, Disney World. All right. So what can we do for you today?
I want to talk to my sister.
Who's passed away? I take it. All right, Lacey, I want you to count 1 to 5 for me. And then go ahead and just say your first name out loud 3 times.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lacey, Lacey, Lacey.
All right, thank you, Lacey. Was she your big sister, by the way, Lacey?
No, she was younger.
Okay, so you're the big sister.
Yes.
I have to mention the word angel for some reason. And I think she's referenced as an angel, and especially around this time of year, she's referenced as being an angel. And I just felt like she's always been watching over you. And if she was a little sister, she's always been hanging around you. I'm going to call her your shadow. And when you were, did she die at a very young age, by the way?
Yes.
Lacey, I have her very young. I don't have, sometimes I can see childhood growing up. I don't see much of that with you, but I see her as spirit, as childhood with you and growing up. So when you did things in life, she did it with you. And she just wanted to let you know. She even knew when you got into trouble. And she wants to say that as well. One thing I need to say is that as we age and get older, those in spirit, like your sister, will get older with you as well in age. She still won't be like that little baby sister. And I'm smelling stuff like smells that are very important. Did you ever get like fragrance or smells or anything that remind you of her or something
Sometimes.
like that? Okay, maybe like baby powder or something, because it's more like baby powder. Was she that young?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm smelling baby powder telling me that's how young she was. And that's how she's coming. She's laughing too. And she has a big, big laugh also. She wants to say that she loves you. She's always going to be in your shadow. And she's always with you. I'm going to bring Kristen on for you too and see what she has to do. Kristen will bring the mom effect on this for you.
Hello, Lacey.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so I'm going to say just a couple of small things. One of which is this. We have this energy that's around us all the time. And this energy can make us feel happy, and it can make us feel calm, and it can make us feel healthy, or it can make us feel tired, and it can make us feel drained, and it can make us feel unhealthy. So that's really going to depend on the type of energy that you have around you at all times. And this energy can come from lots of different areas of your life, not only at school, but with your family as well. So what I'd like you to do is know that you can actually put some protection around yourself, and you cannot allow that energy to come into your beautiful soul and your beautiful, energetic, healthy self. So what I want you to do is keep in mind that you have this bubble around you, and it's a protection bubble. And this bubble comes not only from your sister in heaven, but it comes from your guides and your angels. And so what I want you to do is keep that protection bubble around you at all times. And I want you to make sure that you're feeling healthy and calm. And when you're feeling a little bit unhealthy because of some of that energy that's around you, I want you to figure out things that you can do that are very light, such as drawing, listening to beautiful music, not harsh music, beautiful music, a loving friend, a supportive person. Go outside and talk to the nature. And always remember that the universe and that which is wants a relationship with you, and it loves you, and it's always there. And you can speak to the universe, and you can speak to source, and know that not only your sister, but the entire world and earth is really looking out for you and has your back. And I don't ever want you to think that you're alone, okay? And I want you to check in with us and let us know how things are going.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you, Lacey, for tuning in. And tell your mom thank you, too. Okay. All right. It looks like you have a better internet stream. So whatever you're doing.
It's
you're doing
my
that.
mobile hotspot on my cell phone, which will give me a solid, comfortable little bit before it's like doesn't like me taking all of that data, so I have a little bit of time.
Okay, good. You notice my tie? Had the Tasmanian devil on it.
Oh, Joseph, he's so cute. I
Daffy
love
Duck getting lit
it.
up. It's my Christmas tie.
So nice.
You missed it when I said when I used to have office parties, this was my tie.
And I love the Christmas tree and the Santa's in the back, and it looks really nice.
So
I'm at my mommy's house. This is my guest bed. So this is the red room. There's a blue room too. And so she's got so many nice things around. Everything is red and beautiful, and everything in that room is blue and beautiful. So cute.
Yeah, I got the blue room here. I got the fire and ice angel behind me. So
yeah, she's lovely too.
Are we ready for the next caller?
Yes, let's do it.
Lucky number 1. So we're number 1, number 2. So you'll be maybe the one next to us. It's Lexi. We're going to bring Lexi on here.
Hi.
Hi, Lexi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Have you been on the show before? Or is this the first time?
First time.
First time. Welcome. Where are you calling from?
New York.
New York?
Yes.
Okay. Well, welcome. How can we help you today?
I would love to hopefully connect with some people who are very close to me that have passed.
Let me have their relationships. No names, just a relationship with a person. Or persons.
There's a few. A friend, family members.
Okay, your friend, male or female?
Female.
Female friend. Okay, family member, cousin, uncle. What's the relationship?
Grandfather.
Grandfather. All right, so we get your grandfather and we have your female friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then whoever else comes in will be icing on the cake. I just want you to count 1 to 5 for me out loud, okay?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Say your first name.
Alexia.
Alexia. Okay, my Alexa's going off now. All right. First thing I'm going to say is I'm feeling your grandpa because I just feel like there's such a close connection with him. And I have him putzing around, working around. Did you ever go to his house, or did he ever work around the house, maybe work in the garden, or just kind of doing stuff outside on there that you can recall? Anybody who plant garden or gardening, can you recall on that?
Occasionally.
Okay. Did your grandfather not live too far from you?
For most of my life, yes.
Okay. I just have he's not too far. Who had like a swimming pool or a pool in the backyard, by the way?
They did have a pool, yes.
Okay. So I have him putzing around in the backyard by the pool. Yeah, that's what I have him. So when you used to come visit him and he has a swimming pool back there, he used to just get it all ready for the kids. And that was the exciting thing. He used to love having his grandkids over. And his laugh, did he laugh real loud from far away? Because I could just feel him laughing. He has just a very good, hearty laugh. December, is there November, December? Was there a birthday or an anniversary or something for those 2 months as well?
I don't think so. My grandma's birthday.
Okay, is your grandmother alive?
Yes.
And this is his wife, right?
Yes.
Okay, that December?
Yes.
All right. You need to give a big kiss to grandma from him and wish her a big happy birthday. It was hard for her to have birthdays in December's because he had to compete with Christmas and birthdays and had to get her 2 big, nice presents. And that was the thing. He knows how much she misses him. He misses her as much too. I'm always around her. You tell her that I'm always around her. Now, who is Lucy or Lucille or something like that? Is there a female S? I meant a female L, I'm sorry. A Lucy, Lucille, or anything like that?
I don't think so.
Lucy. Did you have a dog that passed away?
No.
It's like an animal like Lassie, Lucy, or something like that. I don't know where I'm feeling. All right. What happens is it's probably somebody in the queue. It always works this way. And if anybody in there in the comments, please leave if you know a Lucille or a Lucy. It could even be an animal named Lucy too, but maybe just leave it on in the comment and I'll get to you. It always happens.
I would just love to know I would love my grandpa to know that I really miss him, and then also when he was brought to the hospital, I would like to know if he needed to be put on a ventilator right at the beginning when he did, and how that affected the outcome.
He said the procedure had to go the way it did. His lungs were collapsing. And if he didn't go on the ventilator, he couldn't breathe anyway. It was the easiest thing. It was the easiest thing for them to do to keep him alive is put him on a ventilator because he had a hard time breathing on his own. And sometimes it's our time, and sometimes we just can't move forward from it, that we can't heal from it, he says. And even though how much he wanted to stay and how hard he fought, he said at the very end, it was just too much for him. COPD or lungs or anything like that, anything in his chest, because he's telling me he had a hard time breathing. His chest is very congested. And this is why he needed help breathing with the ventilator. So he needed to say that. Anything with the city with you in New York? He's showing me the city right now.
Not really. I've been to the city a few times.
Have you been to Rockefeller Center around Christmas to see the big Christmas tree or anything like that?
Maybe when I was little, I did.
Did you go with him and your grandmother? Do you recall?
No.
All right. He's showing me Rockefeller Center. He's showing me the big tree for some reason. I don't know why I'm getting this now. But all right. If you don't recognize it, that's all right. It could be with your mother though, with him.
Maybe.
So you can ask your mother as a child if that's something they would do, is go to Rockefeller Center, New York City. I even see the Macy's Day Parade as well. And so it could be connected with her. The friend who passed away, was it unexpected with her, by the way?
Yes.
I just have her not a chance to say goodbye. I don't know if it was an accident, but it was very quick. It was an impact very quick. And she just wants to say that she's okay, that she's not in pain. She crossed over very fast and not to worry about her. Okay. She says she loves you like a sister. And I felt that you were very close that way. Are you sure you don't know anybody with an L name, a female L?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, that's fine. It's somebody else in the room here. I'll figure out in a minute who it is. So I'm going to bring Kristen on here too and see if she can add anything. And I thank you, Lexi.
Thank you.
Hi,
Okay.
Lexi.
Hi.
Okay. So you may not have came on for a life path reading, but it's what you are getting. So sometimes in our mind and in our world and in our life, due to where we were raised and our environment, we have grown to believe I'm trying to explain this the correct way, maybe need to behave a certain way, need to act a certain way, but sometimes what happens is when we put on these different hats, we tend to hide ourselves more and more and more, so that we tend to have a bit of a split between who we are on the inside and who we are on the outside. So what I want you to know is on the inside of you, you have the potential to really master this earthly existence here in this moment. So you're receiving messages often from your guides. You have an opportunity in this particular life to really evolve and flower and bring in consciousness and become a healer and share your light and share your gifts. You have a transformation ahead of you. You have these amazing ideas. You're absolutely perfectly ripe to make this transformation right now. We just need a little bit of the mind split to heal between the two realms. And I am showing that you're going to have some equal friendship, some equal energy to be shared between people who really have good intentions for you in your life moving forward. You're going to be bringing some innocence. So you're really going to be able to connect one-on-one with animals, with nature, with children, with people. So you have a really beautiful, beautiful life ahead of you with just a little bit of cleaning up that mental stuff. Again, I'm going to say this, the power of now. Presence, study it, learn it, meditate, go on YouTube. There's so many things out there. So just keep focusing on that, because once you kind of get through this, you have a really amazing life ahead of you. So, all right.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, absolutely.
I would like to know, do you see anything about health in my cards?
So for you, I do not see bad health. I do not see a sick person. Now, let me explain that to you. Having said that, if you are facing health issues, I want you to understand that they always begin in the mind, number one, first. So when we clean up what's happening inside of our mind and we begin to bring healthy thoughts and healthy vibrations and energetic healing and splits, that's the message that we're able to share. From what I see you surrounded in light and healing. So what that means to me is exactly what is happening to you and taking place in your life right now is exactly what's meant to be happening right now. And there's a lot of healing that's going to take place in that. This is probably putting you on a spiritual path, putting you on the path where you're going to be able to share your journey with others and share your testimony with others. So that's kind of where you're at. This is happening for a reason. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bless. Come and check in. Keep in touch with us.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Okay.
So looks like you're hanging in there with the stream.
Yay. Feeling a little warm.
Yeah. So yeah, I got my shirt buttoned up and my tie. So
Well, Joseph, it's 2 days before Christmas.
yeah, I know. I'm starting my Christmas shopping tomorrow.
Yeah, you know what? It doesn't, I don't know why it doesn't feel like Christmas as much this year as it has in other years. I don't have this crave to go buy a bunch of things. It's just more about being with family. I've been faced a lot with feeling more connected with my family, wanting to put whatever little, tiffs and misunderstandings that we may have experienced just away and just move on and basically hug them a little bit closer, and the sisters and my mother, even my father, and just wanting to really put aside any of our differences and, live our lives together in alignment, because we've faced so much loss this year with not only our jobs, our financial stability, our financial security, I'm not even really working right now. And then not only that, but our loved ones are facing potential, illness. So there's just been a lot of reasons to stay positive.
There's a lot going on for 2020.
Yeah.
2021, it's going to open up. It's going to take a little while. Give it about 3-4 months.
Yeah, I think it's going to take the whole year, Joseph, to be honest. I think it's going to take the whole year of like adjusting and aligning, and because we have some fallout to go through.
I feel time the summer comes, June, July, people are going to be traveling, and we're not going to be as guarded, and things are going to be more open. So
perfect. And I know a lot of people are excited about the vaccine. If you are a vaccine taker, take away.
Well, I'm just going to play a little commercial thing here, and then we're going to take the next caller. Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Welcome to the Mind, Body, and Soul Recording. For access to all of Joseph's books, audiobooks, affirmation recordings, and spiritual tools, go to ourjourneyoflife.com. And remember, enjoy the journey. Recording 1, Healing of the Body. As you listen to the recording repeatedly, aches and pains will begin to subside as they will disappear throughout the day. Many suffering from illness say that after listening to the recordings for a few days, the illness had subsided until their body had made a complete recovery. Other people have received miraculous healings of major diseases, physical trauma, aches and pain, helping to cope with addictions along with receiving spiritual balance for a healthy mind, body, and soul. Healing of the Mind. Many have found inner peace, tranquility, and happiness while in the presence of the divine masters that works through Joseph. You will find peace, joy, and happiness as you start to release tension, anger, depression, and sadness. You will find clarity. You will make life decisions that are good for you, and you will be able to forgive and let go of all of your fears. Healing of the Soul. Open up spiritually and awaken and unlock your psychic, healing, and channeling abilities. The affirmations will help you have a closer connection with God by feeling God's forgiveness, compassion, and love, making your connection an unforgettable memory.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah, that is the divine healing meditation I have. And for those of you who have met me personally, I do divine healing circles or gatherings where, before COVID, that is, where I do this healing, and I also have a recording on it. Okay, the room is filling up again, so I'm going to go ahead and pick the next person. Got the number 2. I have Elisa here. So Elisa, get ready. We're bringing you on. Okay, and here you come into the screen. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Have you been on the show before, or is this the first time?
No, I've been on. I was on last week.
You've been on. Great. We've been having a lot of first timers tonight. That's why I'm asking. So what brings you on? So where are you calling from, by the way?
Lake Alfred, Florida.
Okay, good. What brings you on today?
I want to talk to my grandmother. I think that you brought my grandmother forward and I didn't talk to her because I wanted to talk to my granddaughter. But I think maybe I needed to talk to her.
Okay, so we brought your granddaughter before, but you wanted to talk to your grandmother?
Yes.
All right. Sometimes we have no choice, whoever comes through. But let's see what we can do over here. I want you to count 1 to 5 for me, and then say your first name out loud 3 times.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lisa, Lisa, Lisa.
Okay, Lisa, thank you. Is there some discrepancy or something going on with property or something, inheritance or something like that about your grandmother's estate or anything? Or is there something in the family with something going on with something estate or anything? Could be even a husband's side of the family.
My husband's mom just passed away yesterday, so maybe possible.
Okay, she passed away yesterday. There's stuff that are going to be happening with the estate. There's going to be some between your husband and family. I don't know if your mom had things organized or anything, or your mother-in-law or anything like that. But something about the property and the estate. Fair warning. that this is coming up. Who is the what do you call it? The power of attorney for your mom?
From my mother-in-law?
Mother-in-law. I'm sorry, your mother-in-law. Yeah.
My husband's sister.
Okay. I feel she'll be fair, but there's going to be something going on over there. So she just passed away yesterday. I think she's giving you a heads up. She's just popping in just to say that she is here and she's part of the family. Something about not being there as much as she should have been there, or your husband not being there as much as he should have been there. And she wants to let him know it's okay. Was their relationship not as good or anything like that?
No, when he was younger, he was with his dad instead of her.
Okay.
So they had a strained relationship in times, I'm sure.
I know you're asking for your grandmother, but I have your mother-in-law.
That's okay.
She just passed, and she's just feeling
I'm so happy to come here.
remorse. She's feeling remorseful. If you can give your husband a big kiss and hug from him, saying how much I love my son. I wish I didn't walk away. I wish I didn't leave him like the way I did. I missed out so much. I missed out on his family, my grandchildren, and everything. And just because the way I was, I even missed out on his childhood because I wasn't there. You tell my boy that I'm sorry, that I wasn't the mother that I should have been. And I wish I was. What happens is their lives flash in front of them after they pass, and she sees how much she has missed in him. She thinks the little one behind her is adorable too. And this is stuff that she missed in life too, that she wished she could have been a part of. Okay. This is the only person I can get right now because she needed to come through. But I'm going to see if Kristen can feel anything for you. And then maybe next time you come back in, we'll get your grandmother. But your mother-in-law is the one who had to come through now.
That's okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Hello, there you are. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I see a princess behind you. Hello, little princess.
That's
Okay, so I see a couple of awesome things. I see some amazing new visions and new thoughts and new ideas that are rolling around in that beautiful mind of yours. So I want to let you know that some of the thoughts and feelings that and intuition that's going through your mind right now has been seen by, your guides. And we all have these beautiful guides that are looking out for us from above. I want to let you know to be patient with this process. Make sure to be patient with yourself. Make sure to be patient as this process unfolds. And I want you to really make sure that you're turning around a lot of that energy that's flowing outside of you. And I want you to turn it around and I want you to bring it inside. And I need a whole lot of self-love going on right now. So no more self-sabotage. We're turning that into self-love. And you know what? The most important thing that you can do right now is to take care of yourself. There's going to be some changes and some shifts that's going on in your energy and your environment around you right now. And self-love is the way that's going to get you through this. So again, I'm going to say this: meditation CDs, some healthy activities, some music that you like, just put it in your ear. And I want you to just, again, be patient with yourself, be patient with your process. I want you to make sure that you're putting that love into that beautiful mind of yours versus any other words. I want only love going into that right now, okay? Just to make sure you're taking care of yourself, okay? Because you're gonna need a little bit of light coming up in the next little bit, okay?
Okay. Like something bad's gonna happen to me, or something?
No,
in general.
I wouldn't say that it's bad. I think that it's not bad at all because change is never bad. There are going to be some changes that are happening, but they're going to happen because you're going to be in a good place. So I want you to basically, the one thing that I can say to you right now is to take care of yourself right now. There's so much of what you're doing is giving and giving and giving out and out and out. And your energy is just being spent outside of yourself often. and that can tire your mind and it can wear you down and it can just be a lot. So what I'd like to ask you to do right now is just turn that energy around and bring it back into yourself. And that's the only thing that you need to do right now, but it's a maintenance plan. So like when you wake up in the morning, instead of letting that mind click on and do what it does, I want you to put on some beautiful music, some meditation CDs. I want you to go outside and take a walk and I want you to begin to work on this, healthy environment for you. And that's the only thing I want you to do right now. That's the only thing. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Thank you.
And then come and check in with us in a little bit. All right. We'll see how things are going.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. I'm looking at the chat room here, and Anna is asking that it would have been her 26th wedding anniversary with her husband. And when she dreams of her husband, he's always picking her up in a car and looks upset. And she scolds him in his dream for not coming as much. And I have to address that. For him passing away as the years go by, sometimes we don't feel them all like we usually do when they first pass away. They're not as present. Their spiritual presence is not here. What happens is they become more spiritual. They're here and there. And just because we can't feel their presence as much as when they first pass doesn't mean that they're not with us. Normally when we have a deep love, a soul connection, I call it, your husband will always be with you until it's time for you to say it's okay to go. Normally, it reminds me of my cousin Mary Lou when her husband passed away, my cousin Joey. She loved him with all his heart. And for 15 years, she was single. But then when she met someone, she eventually moved forward and fell in love with someone, a different type of love. And then Joey gave her space. And that's what happened. So I just wanted to say Anna when she asked about that, about her husband. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pick someone else.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, number 2. I guess the third time I picked number 2. I'm going to bring Taryn in right now. So get her ready.
Taryn.
Here we go.
My little sister's name is Taryn.
Is it? It's
Yes, spelled the same way. Taryn, which is not a common name,
No, not at all.
Is it a Southern name?
No.
It's really, my mother thought she completely invented it until other people. I invented the name Taryn. It's like Karen with a T.
Exactly. That's how I tell everyone what my name is.
Yeah.
Everyone butchers it. So I just say Karen with a T.
Yeah.
Well, Taryn, I met you years ago.
Yes. Yeah.
At Renegades. I remember. And I remember bringing a significant other through for you at the time. And now you're married, have children, and you're just in a different place in your life. So
Totally different place, yes.
Yeah. So what brings you on today?
Well, I'm watching you, so I saw you pop up and wanted to join you guys. And I was hoping, to see if I could hear from someone. It would be nice.
Any particular person?
My aunt would be nice. She recently passed, and we spoke, and you said it was too soon to hear from her.
Okay, so last time she just passed. It was too soon.
Right.
All right, so let me see what I can do and for you on this, okay? All right. Count 1 to 5 for me and just say your first name 3 times.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Taryn, Taryn, Taryn.
Okay. Is this on your mother's side, by the way?
No.
It's on? Okay. I was looking for an L earlier with somebody with an L name, and I couldn't find.
Landau is our last name. Well, is our maiden last name.
I'm sorry? Go ahead.
Landau is my maiden last name, so the Landau is what she would be with.
She would be. That's the L then. Okay, because last names will fit in with that. So I think this is where she was coming in. Who had cancer, by the way, too?
My ex, Andrew.
Okay. All right. First, okay, and then I have somebody who is a hospital situation. Two. Is this the same person or
Well,
your aunt?
Andrew, he was in hospice and I wasn't able to see him to say goodbye or.
All right. I'm going to have to bring Andrew through for you on here. He had cancer and he was very sick. And even though how sick he was, I just felt that he tried to stay strong. And that's the type of person he was. And he wish he could have lived a longer life. He wants to thank you for being there, though. He wants to thank you for being the person that you are. But no one as young as you should go through like what you went through with him, he said. And he said he should have had a longer life, too. He wouldn't wish this on his anybody, on his worst enemy, he said.
Me neither.
But he said that it was what it is, and there's nothing he can do about it. He said the cancer was too strong and just spread through his body. But he always said that you were the love of his life. And if things were different, we would have been together. And those children would have been our children, he said. But he says the blessings go, he's happy that you're happy, and he sees you with the children. And this is what he loves. Your aunt now loves your children too. I'm at the beach. Are you by the beach or anything like that?
Well, from Florida, and we just moved from Hawaii, but now we're stationed in Louisiana. So unfortunately, no beach.
But you're in the beach. But in Hawaii, were you by the beach in Hawaii?
Yeah.
I have two little toddlers or two little kids running around on the beach, and your
Yeah.
aunt is showing me this, and this is most likely in Hawaii. And
Yeah,
she's just telling me how close she came to visit you. Did she go to the beach with the kids and everything there?
In Hawaii, yeah. I only had my son then, but yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So she's talking about Hawaii at the beach when she came to visit. And now she's talking about another one, a daughter, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. Now she's talking about a daughter that you have. So she's just, she says, Darren, you're just so blessed. And she said, everything is a blessing. And she says she'll always look after those little angels of mine. That's what she's calling them. So, all right. I'm going to bring Kristen on for you. I got like 4% power. I forgot to plug in my laptop. So I'm going to go plug in. And it's good seeing you again. And thank you.
Thank you. Always good seeing you.
Good seeing you
Hi,
too.
Jared.
Hi.
Okay. Okay. So, Andrew, he came straight through, and I heard very clearly, I don't know if you felt this, but he's like, she wants to talk to me. She came to talk to me today. So I was like, okay, I think let's see if Joseph pulls you through. Hold on before I say anything. So he came straight through, which means to me, he's still really overlooking you and watching you. And I can feel that you needed to hear that today. You needed to know that today. You've been talking to him a lot. You've been in a place where you need him. And he's letting you know that he sees everything that's, that the situation and what's going on around you and everything. He does want to let you know that you're aware of this, that you're moving past the illusion of what you thought was, and that your intuition, he'd just really like you to trust your intuition right now and how you're feeling inside. Those thoughts aren't all only coming to you from nowhere. You do have him, you do have your guides, you do have your aunt. So you have people looking out for you on the other side. And energetically, they want to make sure that you're in a healthy environment that's meant for you. So what's happening is there's some stuff going on in the mind that's weighing on you. And, what I want to let you know is that you have the ability to create exactly the world and the life and the existence and the destiny that's inside of your heart and your mind, with some trusting this process that has to happen with patience. Be patient with this whole situation. And it's going to feel maybe intense at times, but you're going to need to trust yourself right now. That's all. You're going to need to trust yourself. Okay. And you got people who are there for you. So you are not alone. You are not alone. Not only me and Joseph are here for you, but you got a whole team over there. Okay. So use us. We are here for you. All right. And check in, Taryn, and let us know how things go in the next little bit. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Have Merry
Thank
Christmas.
you.
Merry Christmas too. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay. All right, I'm back. I didn't plug my laptop in, and it said 5%. I went, what?
At least, Joseph, it's not me, because usually it's me forgetting to plug my laptop in, and I'm just so thankful that it wasn't me this time. I feel like, come on, Kristen, like you didn't plug your laptop in.
I was doing a lot of work in the other room. All of a sudden, everybody wants gift certificates. Great, and I've been doing nothing but gift certificates today for everybody, trying to get them on time.
Yay!
So, and I forgot where I left my cord, and it was behind the couch, and I just found it. So we're good.
Look,
Very
Elenite
good.
is coming in. Hi, Elenite. It's lovely to see you. Hi, Bridget.
Yeah, Bridget. I go back a long way. I'm going to give a shout out to Bridget and her boyfriend, who I haven't met yet. So it's good to see. And
Hi.
really neat.
Welcome. Thank you for coming on just before Christmas to our holiday show.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Yeah. And Jill loves my shirt. Maybe it's the tie.
No, you do. You look adorable, Joseph. All festive and nice and cozy. And I'm all cozy. I'm going to go make some hot cocoa maybe after this, put a little bit of Kahlua in it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I had to take off the hat because I felt like it was blocking me.
Yes. We were good. I took off my hat too. I'm like, okay, good. The Christmas thing is done. I'm so hot.
Yeah.
I got my red dress on.
All right. Ready to pick out a next name here. I tell you what,
I'm ready.
Okay, we're going to pick out a next one here. Number 2 again. This looks like
yeah,
but twos
I
here.
kept hearing Tracy. I kept hearing Tracy Wong needs a reading. So that's why I was wondering.
That's her. Tracy Wong is number 2. It looks like whoever gets a 2 spot, when one hangs up, it fills into the number 2.
All right.
That's how it works.
Guys.
All right, Tracy, we're going to bring you on in a sec here. Let me get this thing all going here. And and change this one. Hi, Tracy. How are you? Can you hear us? Are you you're muted, Tracy. You have to unmute yourself. Oh, you can't hear us either. I know your microphone's muted. And
hello?
There you go. I hear you. I heard you say hello. Can you hear us? Try your volume on your, see if your volume's down. Did you hear when the show was on earlier? I tell you what, I'm going to take you off and see if you can hear us in the room here. Can you hear me, Tracy, now?
Thumbs up if you can hear, Tracy.
If you can hear, give us a thumbs up. Huh. No.
No.
Good. She's been listening and all this time.
I know, and I heard she needs a reading too.
Okay. We'll get back to you, Tracy. Let me try again. Tracy, can you hear us? Oh, she just disappeared. Okay.
Let's see if she clicks back on.
Yeah.
Let's send her some love and light anyway, just in case, if she needs some. Okay, Joseph. What you got?
I'm gonna just go the next spot next over right here then. Oh, let's just pick a number here. All right. I'm gonna try one more time. Tracy, trying one more time. Can you hear us? Okay. Number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We only have 6 people in the room. So if anybody's listening online, there's 2 spots open to come in. But we have Kimberly. Kimberly has her camera off. If you can put your camera on, Kimberly, so we know you're there. Hello, hello. You might be just listening too. All right. That's 2. Christina, are you there? Christina Peg. There she is.
Hi.
I'm so bummed because I think, is it Kim Dragusin?
I say Kimberly, but I can't.
You know what? And she's a good friend of mine, and I told her to do it because I think she needed to. I'm outside blowing up my things.
Oh,
Yay!
But yeah,
she's in
okay.
the room, but she's in the room, but she didn't, didn't
Okay. Well, maybe
Uh,
she can get back, but I wanted to hear if you had anything to hear from my brother-in-law, Joe.
your brother-in-law, Joe. Okay.
Today's his daughter's birthday.
And today's his daughter's birthday, so that just kind of...
That's very important. So I take it this is your husband's brother?
Nope, it's my husband's sister's husband.
Brother-in-law.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, brother-in-law. There we go. Wow. I'm trying.
Okay.
Anybody in Colorado or anything, by the way?
Any like him?
Yeah, I just got Colorado all of a sudden just popped in.
Well, I have a brother-in-law that's in Colorado, but
He's alive?
yeah.
So I got the wrong brother-in-law then. Okay. So I have somebody here who has problems walking. Maybe it's with their legs or something like that.
They're from where, huh?
I have somebody who had trouble walking, something with their legs.
He did.
Okay.
His knees and legs.
Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes what I'm feeling is it's hard to be there for someone. It's hard to do this, and I don't know if his daughter lived far away or something like that.
Yeah.
But hold on, I'm going crazy with the screen here.
Here, let me take me.
Yeah, go ahead and take you off here. Kristen and I were talking. I was a guest on a show the other night, and when I didn't have to do any controls, I was just myself, and I relaxed and everything.
Sure.
And when I'm doing this, I kind of get distracted on here. But I have him. He had trouble walking and getting around, and I had that. He was deteriorating for some reason, and I don't know if he was very sick and things were starting to shut down. I don't know if it was from his kidneys all the way up, and this is what I'm seeing. You tell her happy birthday for me, and I miss my little. I don't know if he used the word munchkin, but I miss her so much, and it's he wants to use the word sucks. It sucks not being there.
That's him.
So, and he wishes he was. He's making the best of what he can right now, and he just wants to make sure everybody is okay here, and everybody's doing their things. He knows how hard it is with everyone, but he just wants to let you know that he's always checking up on her, and I'm just let her know how proud I am of her. Sometimes she wonders if she made the right decisions, and I don't know if that had to be a decision with him or anything like that.
He used to tell her that all the time.
Okay,
I'm so proud of you.
So make sure you keep on telling her I'm so proud of my little munchkin. I don't know why I say munchkin, but I'm so proud of her. And you give her a big kiss and say I miss her as much. Okay.
Oh, thank you. If you can get Kim back, she said she texted me and said she couldn't get her microphone to work.
Hold on, is this her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll leave. I'll be listening.
Okay. Okay, so we got Kimberly back, and we're going to try Tracy in a little bit before we go off too. Hi, Kimberly. How are you?
Hi, good.
I take it's the first time you calling into the show?
It is.
And you're a friend with Christina. Okay.
Yeah.
How can we help you today?
Well, my dad passed this year in July suddenly, and then
that's all I need to know. Your father.
Yeah.
Okay. And what else?
my uncle passed 2 days after Thanksgiving this year.
Okay. On your father's side or your mother's side?
My mother's side.
All right. Where are you calling from, Kimberly?
Pittsburgh.
Okay. Too bad for those Steelers. We thought they were going to go undefeated, and all of a sudden they're going the wrong direction. So as long as they didn't beat the Dolphins' undefeated season, that's all. I only wanted them to lose one game this season. I didn't want them to keep sliding.
My husband was upset.
Okay. Was your father a Pittsburgh fan, by the way?
Oh yeah, he liked football. He liked the Steelers.
Okay, so maybe that's why I'm talking Steelers with you all of a sudden.
Maybe.
It's probably because I'm feeling him, and I just had to. He's saying that they were going all the way, and all of a sudden they thought they were going to. They could still be their year. They could still turn things around. He says they are going to turn things around in the playoffs, and this is your dad talking about that. Your dad has this funny sense of humor. He's just very outgoing, and he says, sometimes life is what we make it. We make lemons out of lemonades, he says, and it is what it is. And sometimes things are not in our control, and we do everything in our power. Were you on him about anything, taking care of his health or
All the time.
doing stuff, going to the doctors, getting this stuff? And he just kind of wanted to go through life. It was my turn, it's my turn. If it's not, it's not, and he just had that mentality. And he just wants to let you know that what he's doing here in heaven is wonderful. He really enjoys being in this heaven. I'm seeing a cue ball for some reason, like a pool table on there, or the number 8. Does that make any sense or anything like that?
I don't know. I don't.
Nobody played pool in the family, or the number.
I mean, I like to play pool, but not like
Does the number 8 mean anything? Because it's the number 8 ball. I see.
I don't think so. I don't
Could
think
be the 8th, the number 8, or the 8th, or anything. No. Okay.
I don't know.
All right, but you played pool and everything. All
Yeah.
right, so, what I need to let you know is that I don't know why I see that. Who liked cars? Who liked racing?
My uncle, he likes cars.
There we go. So the numbers I'm seeing has to do with cars. It has to do with racings and stuff like that. I don't know if he went to the races or anything. Was he a betting man, by the way? Did he gamble, your uncle?
No.
What about your dad? Anybody?
No. My mom, she does once in a while, but she's here, so.
Okay. Did your dad ever get on her to hold on to her money and not to?
No, because she does it very rarely.
Okay. I'm in Atlantic City for some reason, and that's where I'm at with your dad. And I don't know if it's with your mom or anything like that.
No, I don't think they've ever been to Atlantic City.
All right. Betting man, somebody who gambled. Anyone you know who passed who liked to gamble?
I don't think so. Not that no, I don't think so.
Do you know a Joanne or anything like that?
Oh, my cousin Joanne. I have a cousin. Yeah, she passed. Yeah.
Do you know if she liked to gamble? She went to Vegas, or she went to Atlantic City, or anything like that?
I don't know if she did or not. I know she worked at a store where everybody played numbers.
There we go. That's it. Playing numbers. It's Joanne. I have Joanne here. So if she worked at a store where everybody gambled and played numbers, that's why I have to talk about gambling.
That's it.
I got your cousin Joanne here.
Okay. Hi, Joe.
So, and she gave me her name, Joanne, right off the bat. So I think she just needed to let you know that she's doing okay.
Aw, thank you.
She says she's hanging out with your dad.
I'm sure.
And uncle as well.
Thank you.
And everything's good. I'm at the Poconos. I'm at the mountains area now. Did your mom ever used to go there, vacation or anything like that?
No, but my dad loved the mountains. They were there all the time.
All right. So your dad is showing me a little bit of his heaven. He's showing me the mountains and the snow and all that. And he says, I wish I was there with your mother right now, because that is our time. So you tell your mother how much I love her, how much I miss her. And I have a spot here waiting for her right on the top of the hill. And,
thank you.
And everything. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Kimberly. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to bring Kristen on too, so you can meet her as well. Hey, Kristen.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so Kimberly, actually, I just heard that the reason why Joanne had to come through, which was so completely surprising, was to validate to you that your loved ones are communicating to you. And that was their way of saying, listen, there's no way Joseph knows about Joanne, that she's gambling. And that just really made this situation a lot realer for you, which is what, you needed to know. Having said that, I have a little bit of energy cleanup around you that I would like you to consider. I see some energy that is based in some guilt. Now, what that means is when we hold on to some of that guilt, it rolls around in our mind, it drops our energy, and then we feel a little bit unhealthy. And when we feel unhealthy in our mind, because our mind is running around saying things to us all the time, that can create a little bit of a mind split, and we're glitching between health and not health. Some of the things that we're also doing is comparing, maybe this situation is better, maybe that person over there is better, maybe I'm not as good as some of those people. And there's a little bit of like compromise and lack of compromise that's surrounding your energy field. What I want you to know is that your guides are 100% communicating with you. So you have light coming into you. You are just in a place to where sometimes it feels like you could be alone, a little bit alone, and not able to receive those messages. So what I want you to do is really focus on harmony right now, and self-love. And I've been saying this a lot, but right now, especially energetically, if we have some lower energies or some denser energies in our field, that kind of self-love and those meditations and listening to those, YouTube videos and finding Wayne Dyer and really doing a spiritual maintenance plan for ourselves from the moment we wake up until the moment we go to sleep, that's what's going to put you into a healthy place so that you're able to kind of see the light again right now. Because right now, living where you're at is harmful, and it's heavy, and it's you don't want to make a life there. You don't want to stay there. Yeah. So I see some of this changes, and I promise you they're coming. You are not locked out from the world. So you're going to get success here. You're going to move through it. Remember your guides. Please remember your guides. They're talking to you. You are not alone. You don't have to deal with any of this by yourself. Okay. So you just got to find that light and keep working. From the moment I wake up in the morning, I'm talking to my guides, and I talk to my guides all day long to make sure I'm feeling okay. Okay. So I just want you to do the same. All right. And let us know, check in with us. Let us know how things are going in the next upcoming little bit. Okay.
Everything's frozen, so I didn't see you at all, just a picture. So I'm sorry.
Kimberly, just go to when it's archived, go ahead and listen to the readings from the archive when the show is done, okay?
Okay.
I did hear everything. I did hear everything she had to say, so it should be okay in the archives.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
You want to try for Kim? No, Tracy.
Tracy. Yep. A Tracy message. I'm going to try again with Tracy here. All right. Let me set this up and bring her in. Tracy.
Hi.
There we go. We gotcha. Good. What happened to your volume? Was it off? Did you have it down, or you couldn't figure it out?
I figured it out.
Okay. Have you called before? Or is this the first time?
First time, very first time.
Where are you calling? Where are you calling from?
Palm Beach, Florida.
Oh, you're where we live. We're both from Palm Beach, Florida. How can we help you today?
I would love to talk to my brother.
Okay. I want you to focus on him. I'm going to have you count 1 to 5 out loud.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Tracy, was your brother very organized with things? Had things in certain order or anything like that? I just had an organization, something had to be organized and something had to be in place that I'm feeling with him. When he passed away, was there a certain thing written that he wanted to have done a certain way? I think that's what I'm hearing.
I will check, but not that I know of.
Okay. If I say something about forgiveness and forgiving, does that make any sense to you as well?
Yeah.
I think he had to make some forgiveness on people who have passed. I don't know if it had to do with mom and dad or anything like that. But your brother's saying that he had to open his heart. He had to forgive, receive forgiveness, and give forgiveness. And that's most important. Maybe he's telling me that he had a list of names that he needed to tell because he didn't get to tell people how much he loved them and how he asked for forgiveness for a lot too. And I think Tracy says he's asking you for forgiveness as well. and he wants to say he's sorry. And you're on his list, he says. He has to make sure he gets everybody, and that way he can pass away and move on forward. And he just wants to say how much he loves you. He says, if I said he should have listened to you, does that make sense as well?
Yeah.
He should have listened to you. That he did some stuff that he's not proud of, and he wished he didn't do those things. And he wished things were differently. But he wants you to look at him differently now that he learned his lesson and that he's in a good place, and he realizes that the stuff he done is lessons that he learned, and you would love who he is today, he says. Don't focus on how I suffered or in the way that I died. Did that make sense too?
Yes.
On there, did he hurt himself in any way or something like that?
He committed suicide.
Yes. I'm grabbing my throat. What happened to his throat?
He hanged himself.
Hanged himself. Okay. And that's what I said. He wants to apologize on how he died, that he hurt himself. And that's why I grabbed my throat, because he showed me that he killed himself. One thing about suicides, they do not go to hell. They're surrounded by love, people who love them, who are spiritual family members, angels, spirit guides, God. Everyone is around them, and he's surrounded by love, and he's healing right now. So when I asked if he was organized and he wanted to go through a list of people, this is the list of family members that he wanted to say I'm sorry to for the way he died and what he did. We're left here sometimes feeling guilty that we could have done something or we could have prevented this. He does not want you to feel that way either. He says he wants to live your life knowing that he has learned his lesson. He was responsible for what he has done to himself. Okay?
Thank you.
If you were here with me, I would give you a big hug and kiss, because that's what he wants me to do. But you're in Palm Beach, so you're not far from me. So when I have a live event, you come see me.
I will.
I owe you a big hug and kiss from him, okay?
I will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm going to bring Kristen on for you too, okay?
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Hi, Tracy. So your brother came through to me too, which is awesome. I don't always get spirits who come through to me either, but your brother came right through. He did show me that he was a bit impulsive at times, and he, kind of ran around kind of loosely, just making decisions all the time and getting himself kind of into situations all the time that maybe were not healthy. So this was one of those kind of impulsive decisions that he didn't think through. But he also showed me that his energy was not dwelling inside of his body, which is why a lot of times when I talk to everyone about their spiritual health and their vibrational health, and that to turn that energy and bring it back inside the body, it's because when we spend our energy outside of the body all the time, that's when we become sick. That's when illness happens. That's where drug use happens. That's where low energy happens and low vibrations. But Tracy, can I ask you, can you hear me? Because I see you cannot hear me, right? Joseph, can you hear me?
Can you hear me, Tracy? Yeah, she lost her volume then.
All right, well, let me.
So go ahead.
Joseph, let me finish.
Yeah, finish her reading.
And let me finish. Okay, and then she can listen to it later. So Tracy, we'll finish this later, but very quickly. Okay, I have an amazing reading for you, so you'll have to check it out later. You have some amazing light, energetic people around you. You have, consciousness. You have your guides coming through. You have some relationship stuff. You have transformations coming ahead of you. You have an amazing a male energetic presence that's coming into your life that's going to be a healer, and it's going to feel really amazing to you. So I guess check back in with us. Maybe we can get you back in with your sound and we can do this reading again. But I'm glad your brother came through, and your cards are amazing. So you have some good things to look ahead of you, especially when it comes to relationships. Okay, that's it, Joseph.
I messaged her to listen to the archives.
Listen to it.
So yeah, I was able to hear you. So I guess her sound just went out. I was glad that her sound was there for her brother to come through.
Absolutely, and he came through to me. I saw him.
Yeah,
So
her brother.
I think it's really important what you said, Joseph, really important. For those of you who believe that suicide, you go to hell, that's a really old, archaic belief. Now, as your loved ones, though, I would like you to be praying, obviously, for them. Keep them in the light. Give them that forgiveness, because we don't want to be sending a lot of anger and resentment and confusion their way. But aside from that, these spirits and souls are here. They're learning, like Joseph said, they're learning their lessons over there. And they do see the effects that they have left here on earth. And just like how our brother's coming through and how he's got this list of people to forgive, that is part of his healing process over on the other side, is to see the damage that was done by him taking his own life. But you're not punished for it, but there are, effects to that. So
there we go. I'm going to
the more we can have that forgiveness helps.
Forgiveness is very important. And that's, I'm going to play one more thing here, and then we're going to take one more caller. Next caller on.
Okay.
Welcome to the Protection Recording. For access to all of Joseph's books, audiobooks, affirmation recordings, and spiritual tools, go to ourjourneyoflife.com. And remember, enjoy the journey. Protection, fear, emotional trauma. This recording will help you find the strength to protect yourself from all negative influences. It will help you deal with fears, phobias, and emotional trauma. You will find the strength and commitment and motivation to dedicate yourself to a positive, uplifting existence. You will find bravery, strength, and courage to withstand any psychic or negative attack. Learn to love yourself by rebuilding your self-esteem and self-worth. And finally, this recording will help you allow the presence of God to enter your mind and your heart to turn the darkness into the light.
Okay, that gave me my little break.
Joseph, for 30 seconds, Christina popped off. Christina Lopez-Peg popped off before I could say something. Real quick, girl. I see a little bit of exhaustion around you, a little bit of being tired, and I want you to turn that around. You've been listening to us long enough. I don't need to repeat myself about taking care of that inner health, okay? So remember, if you're expending all that energy out, it's going to affect you. So I want you to make sure that you're doing your spiritual practices and your meditations, okay? Because I stop in your energetic field. Time to clean up a little bit. That's all. Okay.
Number 2 again. I think that's all I have is 2s. And I shuffle. I have Kayla. Kayla and number 2 here. So I'm going to bring Kayla on. So let me change it to this setup right here. And she's coming on to the stream. Hi, Kayla. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Have you been on the show before, or is this the first time?
No, my first time.
First time. Where are you calling from?
Pennsylvania.
I get a lot from Pennsylvania. I wonder if everybody's Christina's friend. So what can we do for you today?
I was just wondering if my grandfather had any messages.
Okay. What I want you to do is think of him. I'm going to have you count 1 to 5 out loud, and then say your first name out loud 3 times, okay?
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kayla, Kayla, Kayla.
Thank you, Kayla. Is there any Johns in the family, Kayla, by the way?
Yeah.
Who's John?
My grandfather on my dad's side.
Okay, so we got the other grandfather. Is he alive or passed?
He's alive.
He's alive. How is his health, by the way?
Good that I know of.
When was the last time you talked to him?
A while ago.
I think you need to reach out to him. Maybe this is something that, not saying that he's ill or anything, but I'm hearing the word John, the name John. And if this is somebody who's alive, they're just saying that reach out to him if you haven't heard from him in a while.
Okay.
Just to say hello, how he's doing, and everything. Now, you wanted to hear the grandfather who passed away, correct?
Correct.
Okay. My hands are hurting all of a sudden, and I don't know if he had problems with his hands, arthritis, gripping, or anything like that. What was happening with his hands?
He had a really bad arthritis.
Okay. He's just giving me the pain. He has a hard time holding things or gripping. He couldn't even hold a glass, he says, on there. But before that, he was strong as a bull, he says. When he was younger, He used to do everything, and he used to be strong as a bull. When I see the American flag, it could be military as well. Did he serve in the military? Was it a veteran's funeral?
No.
All right. Anything to do with the American flag with him? Could be fire department, police department, or anything like that.
No.
No. Do you know anyone besides your grandfather who either had a veteran's funeral or fire department, police department?
My great grandfather had a veteran's funeral.
Okay. Is this on your father's side or mother's side still?
On my father's side.
Okay. Is this your grandfather's father that we're trying to?
Yes.
All right. So maybe we're moving up a generation. Now, who's M, like Mark or Michael?
Nobody that I can think of.
Okay. Or last name M as well.
Our last name was Mitchell. Like, that was my grandfather's last name.
Okay, that's fine. Mitchell could be a first name or last name. So all right. So your grandfather's telling me his last name, Mitchell, who's coming through. This is the one with the arthritis, right?
Correct.
He has a big smile on his face. And when he has a big smile on his face, it just tells me that he had a great life. And he just wants to say that he misses his family. And sometimes things happen for a reason that's unexplained. Did he have to go to hospital or something that was unexplained for, or they couldn't figure out or anything like that about what was going on with him?
He was in the hospital a lot at the end.
Okay. I just have him going in the hospital, trying to figure out what's going on with him and trying to get things done. I'm seeing the mines for some reason. Are you close to a mining area or anything like that? Did anybody work at the steel mine or anything?
I believe my grandfather did years and years ago.
He told me he was strong as a bull, and he's showing me the mines. And if he worked as a youth when he was younger in the steel mines, this is what he's showing me. And he's showing. You ever been to Hershey, Pennsylvania, by the way?
Yeah.
Did you go with him?
When I was little, yeah.
All right. He wants you to remember the memory of Hershey, Pennsylvania. He said those were very fond memory. Buttercup. I don't know why I'm hearing Buttercup for. Does that make sense?
He used to call all of us Buttercup when we were little.
Okay. So he wanted me to call you Buttercup. Okay. So that's just a strong validation. That's him to use the word Buttercup and that he's always around. He misses my girls. He misses his grandchildren, but he's always around. I'm an earshot away, he says. You just keep talking to me. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to bring Kristen on for you too and see what she has on there. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
Joseph, I love watching you do what you do. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, you picked up Buttercup, it's pretty awesome. So I love hearing from, getting some really validating messages from the other side. Having said that, Kayla, okay, you are probably not aware of this, but you are a really powerful light worker, empath, ascended master here on the planet. To be honest, I'm actually going to just say it because they're like, tell her the truth. So you are of the light. So, what happens is, okay, so let's just say source energy had this, bag of magical light seeds and sprinkled it. So we never know where we're going to end up, but you're here to help raise the vibrations of the planet. So what's happened is that you were put into an environment that was not really conducive to you learning, exploring, and developing these gifts. So much of this you've kept inside of yourself. You've never really shared this with anyone. You've not really talked about it with anyone. You never really thought you could. So you have this kind of this internal world where you know how people are feeling, you know what people are thinking, you can feel their energy. You probably know things before they happen. You think about someone and they call, you see the numbers on the radio. So you've been receiving a lot of these signs and symbols and messages probably your entire life, but because you were surrounded in an environment where you didn't really know who to talk to or that you could even talk to anyone about this, you've kept it quiet. What that's done is, being a light worker without any kind of training, it can feel, especially for someone as sensitive to you as you, very tiring and very draining. So I want you to go ahead and really pay attention to that mental health right now. And I want you to keep in mind that much of the energetic, mental, and mind conversations that take place, especially being a light worker and an empath, much of it's not yours. It was put in there by the people around you because, as sensitive as you are, especially without proper training to keep those energetic boundaries, it gets into your head, it gets into your body, and it gets into your system. Unless, again, as a high level light worker, we learn how to keep that stuff at bay. So, what I want you to do, though, is you also have some energy of sorrow that's in your life. You have some pain. You also have an energetic field that's around you that's a bit burdensome. Do this, do that. This is black. This is white. This is right. This is wrong. Do this, do that. Those two energies are, again, also very harsh to a light worker such as yourself. So I want you to consider cleaning up your energetic environment. And I want you to begin studying about this a little bit. I want you to begin getting some books. There's The Power of Now. There's Wayne Dyer. There's, again, Eckhart Tolle. There's Osho. There's so many, light workers that are speaking about this. So I'd like you to begin learning about this. So at least you can begin to learn how to protect yourself and keep your energy clean and clear. Okay. So you're not taking on everyone else's energy that's around you all the time. Okay.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Kayla, thank
so
you for
much.
giving me the honor to connect with your grandfather. Okay. You take care.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
That's
just about
it's
that
that time.
time, Joseph.
It's that time. Are you doing your show on Monday?
Oh, the Monday's the 28th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure. I might not. I'm going to kind of see how I feel.
Well, this is the Kristen O show. She might be here Monday or not. We're not sure. We're going to discuss. We don't know if we're taking off next Wednesday or not either. So we'll
kind of let you know.
We'll let you know. We may take a vacation next week, but we want to thank. The room is filled. Sorry that we couldn't get to everybody, but we have the room filled here. But call in next week, and we will try to get to everybody. And we both want to wish everybody a safe and Merry Christmas.
And Joseph, though, on last Monday's show, so let me just, I brought my guides through, which I've never done before, which was so much of a scary situation for me. But I didn't see any other way than I just had to just face my fears, Joseph. Mm-hmm. I had to face my fears and let them come through. But you're right. It was sort of funny because my guides don't really feel like they need an introduction. So they don't have the pleasantries of our society, which is like we have to properly introduce yourself and give your name. They're not having any of that. So
yeah, well, that's how your guides choose. They don't have to identify themselves. You speak directly through you. But next time, let me be the producer where I can bring callers on, and then you could just focus on. I'll bring the person on. I'll tell you the name, and then you could just focus on channeling the source.
Yeah, because
it'll be much easier.
Different. I mean, they don't want to. Even I pulled the cards, but that was me pulling the cards. They didn't want any part of them.
No,
they had a whole other agenda. Even what was said, it was not me at all. So I didn't even have a lot of control over what happened.
Next time you leave the cards out of the room, I'll handle the people who come in. I'll just introduce, this is such and such person, and just let the guide speak to them. And when they're done, I would say thank you, and I'll bring the next person on for you. And then you just focus on giving the message. And we may do that for me too.
Out of the way. I have to just leave myself sitting there doing something else, and then I have to let them they come through, and then they do. They told me, because I was like, I hope you guys have an opening, because I'm not preparing for an opening, and they're like, it's not up to you. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, okay, so.
Because if I did a channeling live like that, I would have to have you handle everything, where I just sit here and not have to do anything but channel them. And that's.
I mean, I'm glad I had the courage to do it, though, Joseph. And I did it, and I've been wanting to do it for years. I was just so afraid, and I just did it. And that's why I didn't have anyone help me. I was like, fine, guys, we're just going to wing this. I didn't tell anyone about the show. I was just like, let's just do this. You want to talk? It's the 21st. They wanted to come through. They had so much to say. So,
Yeah.
and they still want to come through. They're still here now. They haven't left ever since just this past week. They're staying. They're not going. They're like, we've merged. We're always going to be here. So even right now, they're here. You know, so it's official.
All right. So when you get back, we're gonna after the new year, we're gonna work at it together, and we'll bring that to a different concept, to a different show.
Thank you, Joseph.
Welcome everybody to a night of love, hope, and laughter, and we will probably see you in the new year.
Yeah,
I'm going to call it. So we're going to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and we will see you right after the new year. So I'm going to say good night, everybody, and I'm going to go ahead and end the show.
Hi.